Eyes are on Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte as the deadline for substitution draws near. Close friends and allies weigh in on her possible next move. President Duterte is backing employers who will refuse to hire unvaccinated applicants, saying that safety in the workplace comes first. But one employers group says vaccines should first be made accessible to workers. The Commission on Elections is preparing guidelines for the start of the campaign season, eyeing restrictions against large crowds. And in sports, fans are still in shock over the trade that sent Arwind-Santos to Northport. SMB coach Leo Austria explains it was a strategic but heavy decision on their part. Focused and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Jess De Los Santos. President Duterte says employers may refuse to hire unvaccinated workers as means to prevent possible infection in the workplace. Maricel Halili with the story.
President Duterte has warned employers not to fire their unvaccinated workers. In his speech last night, Duterte noted that doing so will be in violation of the law. He says they can instead refuse job applicants who are not yet vaccinated.
I think it's legal for employers not to accept people who are not vaccinated. Tama sila. I agree with them. You're just protecting business and other people.
The Labor Department also agrees that employers can decide on the requirements needed for hiring.
You cannot force the employer to accept an applicant na ayaw nila. Kahit na very qualified yung applicant, kung ayaw ng employer, wala kang magagawa. That is the privilege of the employer to select the employees that he will accept.
However, an employers association thinks it may be a challenge to enforce such policy in provinces that still lack sufficient vaccine supply.
Okay lang yun kung talaga marami ng nabakunahan. Pero sa ngayon, magpe-prejudice naman hindi naman nila kasalanan.
To boost the country's vaccination program, a national vaccination day will be held from November 29 to December 1. The objective is to administer 15 million jabs in 3 days. This is to ensure that the average daily attack rate of the virus will remain under low risk. For News 5, Maricel Halili, We Are One News.
COMELEC is planning to impose different campaign guidelines depending on the alert level system imposed in an area. In-person campaigning will not be allowed in areas under alert level 4 and 5. For the places under alert level 2 and 3, candidates may only be accompanied by a few campaign staff. Meanwhile, there will be no limit in campaigning in areas under alert level 1. The poll body also proposed that candidates be prohibited from entering the houses of voters. Large crowd gatherings are also now allowed. Voters are also barred from taking selfies with candidates. President Duterte earlier appealed to COMELEC to provide enough space for candidates to properly campaign.
I'd like to remind the COMELEC that you must give the candidates really the space and the whatever modality is there. Because there can never be an election without a campaign. Some candidates cannot afford the expense of the TV exposures.
Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte's move to drop her re-election bid has stirred up speculations about her 2022 plans. Marian Enriquez has the report.
Sara Duterte's election plans are still up in the air a day after she backed out of the mayoral race in Davao. But for by Representative Joey Salceda, Sara's eyes are set on the presidency and nothing else.
That is the only logical conclusion to all the gyrations in politics inside the administration. And BP is definitely not an option for her.
Salceda, an advisor for Sara, recounted their recent conversation.
So sabi niya, we cannot save the world. Only one person. Mag-focus ka lang muna sa akin, please. Yun lang. Ba't magpo-focus ako sa kanya kung hindi naman siya presidente?
However, Salceda noted initial roadblocks over the plan. Salceda told 1PH that among those issues is her desire to choose her own running mate.
Gusto niya siyang mamili.
But if Sara will indeed run for president, she needs to substitute under a national party.
Malakas ang possibility sa lakas. Sabi ko, uy, bitin na NUP, NPC, PDP. Tapos, sagot niya sa akin, ayaw niya may gulo pa kasi sa COMELEC ang PDP. Kaya obviously, hindi siya doon tatakbo.
Attorney Bruce Rivera, another close friend of Sara, said former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo may have been involved. Arroyo is the President Emeritus of Lakas CMD and a known mentor and ally of Mayor Inday. The party has since admitted to fielding placeholder candidates.
What I heard was that I think it's GMA who is brokering that notion that it's going to be under Lakas CMD. And, everything is just speculative at this point.
But there are also rumors that a Marcos Duterte tandem is now in the works.
She intimated to us that she's considering it.
Bongbong's camp refused to comment any further and said they will just wait for Sara's decision. But Marcos Party Partido Federal ng Pilipinas is open to teaming up with Sara. They are, however, averse to any speculation that Bongbong would slide down.
At siya naman ang tinatawag nating most qualified, learned, and lahat ng kanyang plataforme ay tama. At doon kami nakatuon, Pangulo ng Republika ng Pilipinas.
The Cusi-led wing of PDP Laban meanwhile said they are closely watching the developments. The faction said Sara's decision will certainly affect the political landscape. For News 5, Marian Enriquez, we are One News.
San Miguel Beerman head coach Leo Austria admits he initiated the trade involving Arwind Santos and Vic-Manuel. Austria says the decision was due to what he described as a stagnant past two conferences for SMB. But the longtime coach said the trade was done with a heavy heart. Santos, a former MVP, was dealt to Northport Batangpier for Manuel last Monday.
We've been together for the last 7 years. Okay, and my career prospered because of him. We won championship, and he's very instrumental in those championships. That's why I'm having a happy heart on letting him go. Masakit sa akin.
Here's a quick look at today's other top stories. President Duterte appoints Lieutenant General Leonardo Carlos as the new PNP chief. Carlos will replace PNP Chief Guillermo Eleazar, who is set to retire on November 13. Carlos served as PNP spokesperson in 2017 and is currently the chief of the PNP directorial staff. The Social Welfare Department isn't keen on imposing a no vaccine, no subsidy policy among 4Ps beneficiaries. DSWD Assistant Secretary Glenda Relova says vaccination is not stated as a condition under the existing law. And cinemas in Metro Manila and other areas reopened today. That's after 20 months of closure due to COVID-19. Only those fully vaccinated against the virus are allowed inside movie houses at 50% capacity. For more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News Live anytime, anywhere. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe. Philippines, I'm Jess De Los Santos. We are One News.